Also, sorry about this lighting, it's so bad. The light bulb in my lamp, it kind of broke, I think, or just like stopped working, so I have to go buy more, but I'm broke.
You're not my dad! You also hear something! Ugly ass fucking noodle!
Hey, it's me, V, and welcome back to my channel. I thought, what was I gonna do this week? And honestly, I had no idea. And then I randomly looked on my time hop for some reason, and I read this tweet that was talking about this incident that happened to me. I think now it would be 3 years ago. It was my junior year of high school, and I was getting cyberbullied. The whole department knew about it, the school knew about it, whatever. But let's just hop right into this story because it is wild. So first off, I'm gonna name the two people that are also involved in this story. The first one is called Prue and the other one's called Piper. If you watch Charmed, you understand. But anyways, Prue is the other girl that was also getting cyberbullied alongside with me. But there's a twist. There's a big twist. So first off, I had a Tumblr account. I don't really get on it anymore because of the incident that happened. So let's just say Tumblr kind of got ruined for me, ultimately. So I ended up receiving an anon that was about, or like an anonymous message, I guess you could say, about some problematic thing that I did and I shouldn't be calling somebody out. And I was like, what? What does this mean? So I quickly deleted it because I thought it was just spam or just somebody pulling a weird prank. And then eventually I started receiving more messages about my relationship status with an ex of mine. And I was like, we're together, we're happy together, he's my boyfriend, whatever, you know, just casually answering these things. And then they started getting progressively weirder and weirder and weirder, asking me about like, do I know if he loves me? Do I know if I love him? Do I know about him and other girls? And I was like, what is happening? And eventually I wrote out this very long thing talking about like my accomplishments, why I feel like none of these bother me because I feel confident in who I am in my relationship, blah, blah, blah. And then they stop. Nothing happens after that. So I'm thinking it's over, it's done with, this person got whatever they wanted out of me and have left me alone. But what I didn't know was at this exact like time period, this other girl, who we're gonna call Prue, was also getting like these weird anon messages about her status with me and like our friendship, and I was like, that is so weird. What are you talking about? Like, who? So, and then eventually she gets a message that contains words from my long message. For the previous message that I sent to that anon person, it seems like they copy and pasted my reply and sent it as a message to her. So she assumed it was me because I think we followed each other on Tumblr at that point in our, I am not 100%, but here's where it gets nastier, honestly. So obviously as she's receiving these messages, she is assuming that it's me. And I'm assuming that it's just some random person at our school because they say in these messages that they know me. That they know me, they've known me for a while. And I'm just like, I know half of the school, what are you talking about? I wasn't popular, but I knew people, and it was just weird because I was like, I can't really pinpoint who you are, even though I had speculations in my mind because there are other incidents that happened with another girl who I will call Piper. And so I just assumed it was Piper the whole time. And whatever. So, but what Prue ends up thinking is that it's me, that I'm the one sending her these nasty messages and whatever. And I'm just like, why would you think it's me? I do not care about you enough to want to torture you or bully you on Tumblr. Like, that's not who I am. Like, frustrating at the time because I kept telling her, I was like, yo, it's happening to me too. Like, here are the screenshots. Here's what I'm receiving. Like, I'm why would I be sending stuff to myself and also to you I'm not that smart. So eventually what happens is that she goes, I think first she goes to our teacher and is like, hey, this is happening, blah, blah, blah. And I have no idea about it. I'm also a person involved in a situation, and she doesn't like come to me about it. It isn't until our shared teacher is like, hey, I need to talk to you. And I was like, what is happening? So this teacher and I both have this very long conversation. I tell her my side of the story. She's like, your stories line up. There's nothing different that you said from her. It seems like it's the same person that's attacking you both. And I'm like, thank you. Obviously it's not me, and my teacher has known me for about 3 years at that point and knows who I am, knows how much I've grown. After this whole conversation happens with our teacher, I feel secure. I feel like nothing else has happened. Literally after those conversations I had with Prue and the teacher, the messages stopped. Like, I stopped receiving messages. Like, for real. Like, they just ceased to exist. And so I have this long conversation with Prue on the phone for hours. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to copy and paste the IP addresses, going through all these things, finding out the IP addresses, and just realizing that we're hitting dead ends, that this person is either in incognito while doing it, and we can just never track it back down. We try going through everything. We get Tumblr to try to help. They can't help because it's an anon, and it's just so frustrating, and we're trying to figure this out, and the entire time she's like, I still think it's you. And I know why, because that person had copy and pasted my message to them and sent it to her. So it seems very plausible, but it's all circumstantial, so whatever. But after that, I guess she's not satisfied enough with the thought that her and I are both getting bullied, and I'm also a victim in this, because she takes it to the school because she's still receiving messages. I'm not. It's weird, obviously, because I stopped getting messages, but she's still receiving messages. But it's also because I had turned off my messaging feature on my Tumblr, and I just told her, just like, do that and everything will stop. Like, this person can't do that. Put everything you have on private. Don't do anything. If you feel like it's this one person, then block them, whatever, because that's what I did. I just went out and blocked Piper on everything. I blocked her on everything, and I swear to you, that's when everything stopped. I get pulled out of class, give out a statement, I have to write this down. I'm paranoid because I'm like, oh my god, the police are gonna get involved eventually. And I mean, that was also a comforting thing for me, because I wanted to find out who this was. I wanted to know who went out of their way to try to make me feel defeated. But I went to a pretty bad high school that like never followed up with us. Like, we gave our statements and they're like, okay, we'll get right on it. And then I graduated never knowing who it was, even though I do believe it was Piper the whole time. There was so much evidence like pointing to her. She used to be friends with both of us, and both had problems with us and knew little things about us that would tick the other person off. And she was the only one that was following both of us that could have seen those messages. But eventually, I never figured out who it was. I kept trying to go back, and she was like, Prue was like, I have my military cousin who's gonna get on it, and he's gonna find the IP address through the military and blah 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 and figure it out. And I was like, sure, Jan, okay. You go on. Obviously she never found out, or maybe she did and just like never told me, because she was that kind of person. All in all, moral of this story time is don't get a Tumblr. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys this week. I hope you guys enjoyed. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!